Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Saturday night. Welcome back to Romhack Races. It's week 207, live from the UGG Rochester Memorial Kaizo Dome, located on a private island in the middle of Lake Incredible. It's Mount Goon from Fyre tonight. You might know them. They made Purgatory recently, French Fries and French Toast, 5 other Romhack race levels, and they're back with a level tonight called Mount Goon. Length of longest section tonight, 4 out of 10 brain. Hardest trick to figure out. How are they going to brain it? 5 out of 10. Hardest trick to execute, also 5 out of 10. So consistency rewarded a little bit more because, you know, it's maybe an easier, only 5 instead of 6 or 7 out of 10 for execution. But one-shots could matter a lot more. What's up? It's Romhack Races. If you haven't been here before, if you're new in town, this is Romhack Races. I already said that. We do a never-before-seen Super Mario World Kaizo level every single Saturday night. You can join in and watch or race with us. They're available for the public. And I'm GlitchCat. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play. You can learn more at romhackraces.com. And make sure to follow the racers, too. I want to get that out right out of the start. You can go and actually follow them on their real channels because a lot of them are really great streamers and such. We got Louis Duce back in 2 minutes. Okay, we got Louis Duce in the upper left, B2DE81 in the upper right, Halcyon in the lower left, and Nathan MG in the lower left, or lower right rather. They can't both be in the lower left. That would be impossible. What else I got for you? Testers. We have testers behind the scenes who check these levels out, work with the maker to just ensure they'll be raceable, ready to go. This week's level was tested by Darkenine, Mithrillionaire, RB Pimlico, SQL Infection, and because it might be a faster, kind of a sprint level tonight, I'm told, big shout outs to the scouts. They are watching everybody's streams and let us know who to rotate in, so you will all see the clears, hopefully. They're going to be working overtime tonight. Thank you so much, Darkenine, Kelgan, and Starlord for helping us out with that. We really appreciate it. Of course, Dr. No helping us run the restream and keeping everybody organized. And D to the Fourth helping with the website and running the leaderboard, exclamation leaderboard in chat if you want to know what position everybody came in. Of course, like Omnom, Ampersand 2, and all our friends who help out, moderating and help us around the shop. I don't know. What's up? Hi. Hello. I just, sorry if I seem kind of distracted. I just sat down. I just got here, sat down, time to race. Yeah, what's up? You know, consistency, one-shots, as we say, will usually win the race. This is a race, but we're here to celebrate everybody, of course. Y'all get it. I'm sure you do. Please feel free to spam some of your favorite racers emotes in chat. Get some hype, make some noise in your own way, and get ready. Like I said, it's sight read competition, so if you're new, for those that are new, racers have no idea what they're in for. It is just improvisation and drawing on skills they already know in order to get through this. Consistency at obstacles they have already learned, and a one-shot at something they haven't seen before will make the difference in the race. No lead is safe. Keep that in mind. No lead is safe in a Romhack race, and someone could clutch out something on a dime. We'll see. We'll see how that all goes. So let's see. Also, I have not seen this level too, so I'll be in your shoes, or maybe you'll be in mine, and we'll all get to experience this together. So if you're ready, we'll be starting pretty soon. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I hope everybody's weekend is going well. Thanks for dropping by. Thank you for the sub too. Appreciate that. Another level tonight from Fyre. Hey there. Hope you're all doing well. Good luck and all that. We got Jank Pickle. We got B2. We got Halcyon. Nathan MG. Now, don't blink. I'm told this might be a quick one. Mount Goon. Oh, now this is going to be fun. Liz is going to be fun. Oh, I love these little friends. The Goonie Birds. We saw them in Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. And they're back again. This is the same kind of Goonie Bird sprite. Graphic rather, and I think they look like they behave pretty much the same way. They're gonna drop down a little bit, the flying ones, like the Parabeetles from Mario 3. They're gonna drop down a little bit when you land on them, and then they're gonna rise back up. But they rise very slowly, so that can be kind of a different thing. Keep your eye on Jank Pickle and B2 in the upper right-hand corner, making a little bit of extra progress. These tiny little ones, they run around, they run along the ground. You can bounce on them, get a boost, just your typical little running enemy. But they're really cool. I've always liked these little friends. And looks like B2 has an idea for that part. First things first here, get over the 2 that are coming at you and flying, and then, yeah, watch out for these little ones that are running. So you can run with them. Yeah, keep your eye on B2. Get some real consistency already. Although Halcyon in the lower left might be going quick as well. I love the big rolling one. You get to see a lot of different kinds of Goonie birds here. The big rolling one, you can stand on it and jump off it, but it looks like it's going to roll out from under the player. So a quick jump is needed. Yo, B2, keep your eyes. The upper right here. Yo, B2 definitely has the right idea, but Louis Doucet, ever the strong player, also lower right-hand corner. So keeping all 3 of those little ground-dwelling, non-flying Goonie birds alive. They just kind of run in a straight line. And if you keep them all alive, then you'll have enough bounces. Here we go, Louis Doucet. Yep, getting through that obstacle. You have enough bounces. You need all 3 bounces. 1 to cross the gap, like B2 did. And then 2, Jank Pickle in the upper left figuring out Halcyon getting close too. Louis Doucet in the lead right now, but not by much. Although that could change in a hurry. But you need 1 bounce to open the block and 1 bounce to actually get through the gap that's created. First, you have to hit the block to get it rotating. Looks like everybody has put this together. But what is the order that you bounce on these Goonie birds so that they're where you need them to be when you need them? Here goes Louis on a read, though. Louis Doucet, lower right. Watch out. Oh, what a cool trick. Oh, that's so neat. Keeping that big rolling Goonie bird alive. It looks like it rolls out from underneath you. Yep, and Louis Doucet learns what they're going to need to do to get into the pipe. So now it's consistency for Louis, just getting back to the obstacles where they need to get. Someone else is going to have to one-shot something and manage to make more progress than Louis in less time. And could it be B2? Look out, B2 in the... All right. The blue kicking Koopa there, here goes Halcyon, same thing. There's just a couple of deaths separating all these racers right now. But now the blue shell is going to get kicked by that kicking Koopa, and it's going to run. It's going to go forward and knock out your Goonie ride. And then you can't ride your Goonie anywhere. So what do? You got to jump on the kicking Koopa, bouncing on the Koopa, while picking up the shell. You're kind of landing in the middle of those 2 things. And here goes Louis. Yep, they've got that P-switch active. And they're getting rid of all these little tiny ones because I think that's going to get the... they're going to turn the rolling one around if the ground-dwelling one and the rolling one were to collide. Well done, Louis. Oh, man. Oh, no way. Oh, that's really clever. Louis Doucet, this is... Oh, that's clever. GG. GG. A quick one tonight, but a really fun sprint. GG, Louis Doucet, sub 5 minutes. Told you not to blink. This is going to be a faster one tonight. We have easier levels. We have harder levels. Something for everybody on Romhack races. Nice job, Louis. And if you notice that that ending room was... Oh, that was from a vanilla level. I think it was one of the Chocolate Islands. Chocolate Island 2, 3, I can't remember the numbers. But that was like a little vanilla level homage. We got Mr. Hank Scorpio looking for second place in the lower right. Jank Pickle, B2, and Halcyon working for it as well. Anybody's game. Don't even blink. Like I said, five minutes to clear this is super, super fast. I think this is cool because we've had some harder levels in recent weeks, and I'd like to chill it out a little bit. This chill level from Fyre. Mr. Hank Scorpio, though, making big progress here. Let's see if they can get that little late on the shell jump. Also, I hope I can explain everything well for you. If you have any questions or anything about Super Mario World, Kaizo, mechanics, Lunar Magic, there's one rule, though, about asking questions, and you have to follow this rule. I mean this. This is important. You better listen up. No stupid questions. If you feel, well, there are no stupid questions. Now it's a rule now. I made it. But if you're interested in learning, you want to know something, don't feel like, oh, maybe that's a dumb question or whatever. We'd love to educate people, get more people making hacks and enjoying this kind of thing. So please feel free to ask. Mr. Hank Scorpio, look out. Oh, yeah. Can we get a second? Somebody's going to get the big second place right now. Might be Mr. Hank Scorpio. The rolling Goonies behave a lot like Mole except for the fact that the mole doesn't move out from under you, and that rolling Goonie will. You have to walk along with it to keep up with it. I really, the Goonies are so, I think they're cute, you know? They're real fun. But if the rolling Goonie is touched by any of the ground walking Goonies, it will just turn itself around, and there's no other, Mario can't just physically get that Goonie to turn back around. So, got to make sure, yeah, here he goes, Mr. Hank Scorpio, getting rid of all the little tiny ones, because they need that big one right at the end. Can they get in there? Nice! Nicely done. They were a little bit slow on that cycle, but yeah, they made it by the tip of their toe. Yep, and that nice Chocolate Island vanilla ending. Nicely done. A second place tonight, and sub 730. That's a tongue twister. Sub 730 from Mr. Hank Scorpio. Watching the race as a family? Well, thank you so much. Yo, everybody who's hanging out in chat, thank you so much for making Romhack races a little part of your Saturday. If you're having fun, come back and see us every Saturday, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. We got a new level every week, and all your favorites. All your favorites, Mario, you know, the Goonies, Yoshi. Oh, it's a Donut Plains 4 with Munchers. I see. We're playing an extra level, but it's like a weirdly modified Donut Plains. Gotcha. Yo, it's Prestonator 13. Looking for that third in the lower right-hand corner. Halcyon B2. Quiet Mason in the upper left. You know, if you're looking for a few more, maybe want to test your sight reading skills, or you know, play some really fresh levels. 2 places to go. Oh, Quiet Mason though, looking for that third. Is it B2 though? Upper right. Oh, we're so close. But I was just trying to tell you, if you know, KLDC is going on right now on SMW Central. You can get 72 of the freshest, coolest levels you've ever seen. I haven't even seen them all yet, but I bet you that they're all pretty fresh and cool. And if you're still not done, if you're that good, and you can rip through 72 fresh Kaizo levels in an evening and you want more, romhackraces.com. 200 plus patches from all of our previous levels. If you're looking for maybe something to practice, sight reading, you know, try out your skills see how you would do in a race, or try to do maybe a limited lives kind of thing. We got tons of levels there for everybody. And Halcyon might, they're going to go for some trickery. Halcyon, you're gonna go for trickery. Oh, okay, no, they just think they need the P-switch. Sure, why wouldn't they? Good job, Halcyon. Oh, ever suspicious. Yeah, ever suspicious. I think, you know, Halcyon got there, they thought they needed the second P-switch. Why wouldn't you need it? You know, they were thinking maybe you have to run, and then you'll need to use the second one to stay alive. That's good presence of mind. We got our podium tonight, but we're not done having fun. B2, upper right-hand corner, let's go. I love that, man. Will you please, chat, will you help me out with something? Will you please put your favorite, just like, circle shape emote, favorite round emote in chat for our friend, the round friend here, Round Goonie, because I think they're wonderful. They're just a classy, fun little sprite. Good job, B2. Oh, and the Mega Man ending. How it's cute. We got Prestonator 13, Nathan MG, Jank Pickle, Quiet Mason, and me and you and all the Goonies. You know, I do wonder though, one thing, you know, and Fyre's a very talented level maker. Far be it from me to question the decision here, but I do wonder if we couldn't have maybe had the Goonies like song from Yoshi's Island, where you play the Goonie level, that it's like da 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 da, you know, that's just kind of, maybe that's like too derivative, you know. I get wanting to have something different. Quiet Mason, upper left-hand corner. Oh, nobody's died yet, but you know, I haven't seen any yumps either in this room. Not a yump in sight. So, oh, wow. That was really cool. That was really actually cool. I'll shut up now. No, you know, I'm going to stop. I'm just going to shut up. Quiet Mason with the swag victory. I was just like, I haven't seen any yumps yet. Well, there you go. That was great. GG. That was... I love it. I love it when it works out that way. Splendid. Nathan MG. Haven't seen any yumps yet. Oh, I've only seen one yump so far. Oh. Good job, Nathan. Well played. Sub 15, sub 12. Quicker one tonight. If you're new, you know, sometimes we have harder levels that take maybe up to 2 hours. Sometimes we have easier levels. You can't have just one type, you know, only a certain type of player would be able to race. I want to say too, check out Nathan here in the lower right for a sec in this just secret special level that's not really part of the race. But I have this I like this whole idea of taking vanilla Super Mario World and like not like getting rid of the levels and making new ones, but just remixing the ones that are already there. There's something about that I really think is interesting. I'd like to see maybe more people's ideas about what you would do with that. Like SMW, but the floor is lava. You know, but there's munchers everywhere. Yeah, so half of Yump, basically. We got Jazzman, Jank Pickle, Prestonator, Kioski in the lower right. Nathan with the raid, thank you. And thank you so much for the gift sub to May. We got some stellar Romhack race emotes. If you want to celebrate, they combo well with all your other favorite streamers emotes. Use them. Use them, don't lose them. You know, there is at least one that I can think of, Mario World hack, that actually two. D4, you brought Mario 1 physics into Mario World, and then there was also a hack called SMB for Lost Players, I think it was, and it's a Mario World hack, but it's like All-Stars hack. It's like SMB1 All-Stars in Mario World. It's not a hack of All-Stars, it's a hack of Mario World that makes it into an All-Stars hack. So if you're looking for a little bit of that, give it a shot. But GG, Louie. Sub 5 tonight. Well played, well played. Kioski in the lower right, looking for the end. Oh, that's nice. Oh, how generous. There were two. Oh, no. Oh, I get it. Oh, I was wrong about something. Excuse me, I was wrong about something. I don't think that the little ground Goonies will actually turn the rolling Goonie around. Here's Jank Pickle trying for it. I don't think the ground ones will turn it around. What they'll do is they'll make it kind of stop and like go back and then go forward a little bit. And why that matters is that you're on a P-switch timer. Those brown blocks below Mario will time out once the P-switch is over. So you have to keep it rolling continuously or else you won't make it in time. Yeah, there you go. Jank Pickle getting hit by one. I wonder if there's a bit of a tolerance. I'd actually be curious to see. Based on what I've seen from folks, I don't think so. I think you don't want to have any Goonies hit, but could be that there's a tolerance. Shoutouts to Light Aligns in the lower left. A really good hack maker. I've played some of their work. It's nice. Light Aligns in the lower left. Prestonator, lower right. Jank Pickle and Jazzman. Hi, Dejenna. Hi, everybody. How's your night, chat? It's Saturday. It's a fun Saturday. What are you up to? Aside from Romhack races, you know? Or maybe later. How's your day? What's on your mind? How are your pets? You'll be happy to know Mallow the cat, my guy, just comfy, hanging out today. He knows that autumn is approaching, and so it's time to really lay on the people and nap on them, make sure they don't get up. Because he's kind of cold, you know? How else is he going to warm up? Yeah, that intro trick being kind of open to interpretation. But yeah, you can get either the top bird is blocking you or it's there as a platform. Goonies are awkward because, like, well, Goonies I guess and Parabeetles from Mario 3, and you see them in World Hacks as well. But they're originally from 3. Is that like they're flying at 1 speed, you touch them, and then they not only drop down lower, but they slow down. And that's a weird thing to have to compensate for right in the moment and be able to kind of plan your next jump, especially on a sight read, to sort of plan your next jump to be able to compensate for that movement. 3 cats visit your office? That's way better than 1 or 2 cats. That's great. They probably all have their own little personalities, things they want to do, places they like to hang out. You kind of get to know them all. Lovely. May all your offices have cats. If you want them. If you're not like allergic. If you are, then don't get any. Jazzman. This is a really good level for consistency. We actually don't see, which I like, in fact, because I'm just thinking about it, we don't really see a lot of 1-section levels for Romhack races. There's usually at least 2, checkpoint, maybe a boss at the end or something. But I like the 1 section, and it's really making me realize this is a major consistency level. It's just, because all you have to do is get good, right? Everyone is working on the final obstacle. Everybody else, they get how to do all this other stuff, right? Most of their runs, unless they just slip up mechanically, most of their runs will get right to the end where they need to be. And so it's the player who can be consistent here and keep getting tries at the thing they need to learn in order to get through. Jank Pickle trying a new approach. I like that. Oh, I like that though, buddy. That was good. Jank Pickle, yeah, they saw that spin jumping on all of the small Goonies wasn't working. And so they went for a bounce combo instead, which would allow them to chain bounces between them and maybe kill them a little bit quicker. Seems like everybody is going for spins only. Yo, Kioski. Yo, look out. Nice. Kioski in the lower left made their way into the pipe. Let's go. Aw, yeah, and the mushroom ending. Good job. GG. Oh, I have an exciting update, too. I found a great hat today. I went thrifting with my wife, and I found this awesome wizard hat. It was awesome. It's great. It's like it's super classic. It's like purple with like moons and stars on it. It's from a Halloween costume, but now it's just like a permanent hat. I was wearing it in the grocery store. It was great. Had a lovely day. I just thought you all might like to hear that one. It's a real compelling story, I know. That's why I felt the need to tell it. We got Jazzman upper left, Jank Pickle upper right, Muzzle lower left, Prestonator lower right. And thanks B2 for the raid. Good job tonight. Exclamation leaderboard in chat if you want to see what the score is. Ender of Games looking for the win in the lower right. 2 more Goonies. Oh, but they messed up. They messed up before they came on. Jazzman, same, looking for that end. Yo, Light of Lines coming back in the upper left. Don't forget, hey, click on the name or type the name in your browser. Go and follow the racers. There's a lot of cool folks that play Kaizo in our community, and a race is one way to get your name out there, show your skills off, and put yourself out there as a streamer. Personally, I think that should be rewarded, and you're probably one click away from a cool new stream and a cool friend, a neat player you haven't seen yet. So, if you want more Kaizo in your life, do yourself a favor. Do the racers a favor too. Lots of people trying their best on Twitch. Oh man, light of lines. 2 Goonies away. I don't know how well it holds up, but I remember the Goonies movie as being okay. The Goonies, the movie The Goon, they live in the Goondocks, and there's that guy, a kid that likes ice cream. There's that kid with all the gadgets. Jazzman, hey. Oh, that's like a jazz solo. You have to listen to you have to look at the jumps he isn't making. Way to completely augment your major 7th chord into a half diminished victory. I was trying for some jazz jokes there. I don't know. Light of lines too. Ooh. Right here at the end. Yo, this has been great. 0 deaths at the ending. 0 ending troll deaths. Nobody slipped and fell. Love to see it. Yo, Jank Pickle definitely having a system now. Nice bounce combos to take care of all those Goonies. This should be it. Wow, look at this. Everybody muzzle too. Lower right. Oh, it's going to be muzzle. Wow, look at this, man. Once again, like a couple of clears right at the start, right? And then nobody's clearing. And then right here we get 1 clear, 2 clears, 3 clears right in a row. Let this be an illustration. You are not the random player. I don't know who I'm talking to right now. If the shoe fits, you are not the randomly weird one. Don't psych yourself out in races. I know it can be tempting. I know it's easy to think, oh no, I'm the only one that's failing. Oh dear. You're not. You're actually not. And across a lot of different players with the same level, with different experiences, different skill sets, different practice styles and everything, look how close people are. These are always really tight races, and moreover, they're really tight, I think, like subgroups sometimes, which is interesting, right? That there are certain, you can almost say like racers kind of self-divide into brackets. I'm not trying to compare people too much. This is a celebration of just us and what we make and how we have fun. But whatever skill level you're at in a race, right? There are others at that level, and so there are little mini competitions inside the real competition, right? Like Walking Eye, Proto Pizza, Prestinator, Ender of Games right now. All kind of matched up on this level right now for one reason or another, right? So it's like they're competing against, you're competing more against the people that are closer to you, right? Because it always works out that way no matter where you kind of feel like you are with your skills. And I can say this for sure, over, 207 levels, it really does tend to group up that way. The reason I bring this all up is my normal trip to just be encouraging. I hope that people can have fun with this. I'm glad to see folks just trying their best and, getting through. Muzzle, thank you for the raid. Good clear tonight. Sparky Bark too, thank you for the raid. Welcome everybody. I say, if you're new, it's Romhack Races. You can learn more on romhackraces.com. Every Saturday, we have a brand new Super Mario World Kaizo level that no one's ever seen before, except for the maker, of course, and the testers. And the racers just have to sight read it. Wits, improvisation, skills, puzzles, learning, trolls, you name it. All this and more. Thanks for joining. You can learn more on romhackraces.com. I'll spare you the advertising jingle song. Yump birds. These, yeah, I believe they are from Yump. But originally we found them in Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. It's romhackracist.com. It's romhackracist.com. It's .com. That's the jingle. Catchy, no? Oh, Ender of Games. Looking forlorn at the pipe there. Oh, one little plumber all alone at the edge of a pipe. Just gotta roll that old roly-goonie down. No. Oh, one little plumber. Yo, speaking of Nintendo stuff, how's everybody liking Splatoon 3? I know we have some Splatoon Nintendo fans. While that's not necessarily our jam, it's always really fun to see gamers being excited and playing something new that they're having a good time with. I hope everybody's having fun with that if you choose to get down that way. I heard, well, yeah. I mean, because people were complaining about a lack of tune in part 2. They were like, well, it has a lot of splat, but it's like got less tune. And so I'm glad to see that presumably they did a better balance this time. You know, I mean, splat was really OP, and I'm glad tune is sort of making a comeback, right? You know, tune mains can rejoice, and hopefully we'll have some new kind of competitive developments now that it's not just like splat only. Prestonator. Oh no, wait, what happened? Wait, I'm not sure what happened there. I think they did, there's something. Oh, Walking Eye might be experiencing the same problem. Oh dear, yeah. Uh-oh. Yep, the Roly Boy despawn. If you run too far out ahead of Roly Goonie. Oh no, Endless! What are you doing? If you run too far out ahead of Roly Goonie, yeah, it will despawn because it's too far behind you now. Endless Ascent. All right, come on. You got it, buddy. Let's go. GG. Always a good play. Endless Ascent. Nicely done. I was just fooling around. I'm not trying to give anybody a hard time. Blue Ribbon High Life. I was already done. Blue Ribbon High Life has won the level. We join Blue Ribbon High Life's celebration in progress. GG Endless, GG Blue Ribbon. Again, look at that. 2 back-to-back. Super close clears. Sender of Games, Walking Eye, Prestonator, Proto Pizza. Good friends. What I'm waiting for in Mario World, now that we have our Goonie level, I'm waiting for the mama bird that you can take the little baby birds with you. In Yoshi's Island, there's this little squishy bird that you can like squish it, you jump on it, and you take its little babies with you. And you can actually use them for glitches and stuff too, which is pretty funny. Does that exist in Mario World? They've really thought of everything. Hey, GG, and thank you for the raid, Light Lines. Good race tonight. Well played. I don't want anyone to be fooled. All right, I'm sort of a. Who's that guy that exposed James Randi? I'm sort of James Randi in this sense. I don't want you to be fooled. These are tough levels. Don't think to yourself, "Oh well, this is 30 minutes. These are bad players." Nah, you'd be mistaken about that. Kaizo is really tough, and there's a lot of subtle difficulty that I'm not even necessarily mentioning in the commentary. Little tight jumps between munchers. I mean, you're landing on a one-tile gap in a lot of cases. Tight frame windows to do actions and move around. Kaizo, even an easy Kaizo level, is difficult. So I want you to really understand that these racers are all good. They are all good players. See, people have been proving my point all night, and I really appreciate that. I said I never saw a Yump. Quiet Mason delivered immediately. I said these racers are good. Walking Eye immediately delivers. See, I can just sit here and do this. It's great. Oh, a little bit of suspicion. Or maybe they were going for the parade. If you're holding an object and you touch the gold tape, that is a vanilla property. It's a little secret bonus. You get power-ups or one-ups from holding a sprite across the gold tape. But if you're backwards, if you're facing backwards when that happens, the object will land behind you. We call it the parade because the object will move with Mario as you do your little victory walk. It's a meaningless little trick, but it has deep roots in our culture. Agaria here in the upper right. Ender of Games trucking on. Prestonator and Proto Pizza working hard. Well, yeah, that's true. Sometimes it could be made useful. Yeah, let's say you want a power-up to touch Mario later, you know, or, yeah, one could come up with a setup that would kill the player if they didn't do that. That is true. So not entirely useless. Got me there. Dark Knight, I'll be more than happy to. I can envision the setup for post-gold death requiring a parade where it's like you have to be small Mario for a certain point after you walk, but then you want to grow up big. Like something will kill you if you're big until like 5 blocks away from the goal. So you have to like position the mushroom to catch up with you later after that fact. Like first you have to walk under something, then you'll walk off a ledge if you're not big. I think you could probably do that in that amount of space. It's something I've never tested the tolerance for, but it seems like a cool trick. I can't think of any hack that's ever used it, but it might be out there. I don't even know. Thanks for the raid, Walking Eye. Click on the name in chat. Check out Walking Eye on Twitch with the real cool controller. Walking Eye with the cool controller. He's got a cool controller and he plays cool games. Got all kinds of advertising jingles tonight. If everybody, if you're just joining us, you have questions or want to learn something, please feel free to ask. No dumb questions, that's the rule. Or if you're new to this all and you want to learn something that you feel like, oh, this is basic, they'll laugh at me for asking this, go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask. I want people to understand what's going on here and have a good entry point for Kaizo. Wait, Super Goal or Death World? I don't think I've ever heard of that, but if that's not what this is, then it's given me the idea for a hack or a little mini hack that is literally just it's like a one obstacle level and they're all just goal deaths. Like you're just presented with the tape and you have to figure out how to touch it without dying, or you know, just keep yourself alive. Like that's the whole, just reduce the hack to just, it's just a series of ending trolls in levels. A little study, if you will. A study in ending troll. What was that? Or because I've never seen Super Goal or Death, but that's exactly that hack. Okay. Then Simpsons did it. And that's good, because that means we just get to play it instead of having to actually freaking make it. That's awesome. I want to play a hack like that, not necessarily sit down and spend the 4 months necessary to make one. Yeah, solve how to clip. That's cool. That's cool. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Maybe I didn't moderate that or slip by or whatever, but that sounds very cool. IMO, I still think one of the most low-key, to me, iconic levels in Kaizo or situations that never really gets talked about is the first obstacle in the first level of Takamoto's Kaizo 2. The one where you start out the level and you just see the goal right there, but then if you touch it, you die, and you have to go through the whole level to get a P-switch just to come back and have it on so you won't die when you walk the goal. That, like, I remember the first time I saw that level, and it just... something about it was so neat because it's just so very uncanny, so very different. Nowadays, we're used to starting out the level and immediately seeing the goal or walking off the goal and dying. But Kaizo 2 Level 1 was, I believe, the first time that I personally had ever seen a post-goal death at all, right? That's never something that you would ever see in the vanilla game unless you're doing some kind of weird crap like swimming, clipping under something or whatever. So, yeah, was it from VIP 1? Because Takamoto does mention VIP Mario as a safer and more enjoyable alternative to Kaizo 1 in their own words. But at the time, I hadn't seen VIP 1, so Kaizo 2 was the first, for me, the first ever time I'd seen that. And it was very, like, uncanny and just kind of cool. Very reality-breaking. What's up, Blue Ribbon and Star-Lord? Good friends. Yo, Prestonator 13 in that pipe. Let's go. With strong determination. Prestonator running for it. Let's go. They didn't even have time for that other block. They were out. They were done. Good job. GG. That was a well-earned victory. Once people figure out to switch up your jumps between spinning on some of the ground Goonies and not spinning on others to get the chain bounces, that's the trick. That's the kind of light bulb moment that I've seen people have. Max takeover in the lower left. Proto Pizza in the lower right. Agaria, ender of games. Oh, Proto Pizza so close. Oh, yeah. And these are our final 4 tonight. A little bit of an easier level, but a really fun sprint kind of race. And I feel like the racers probably appreciate a little bit of a break after a bunch of hard levels in a row. I am curious, and maybe I'm sure Doc will help us out. Who is? I feel like I should know this. Who is next week's maker? I'm not sure who we've got coming up, but Ender of Games coming up on the end. Dead Dude next week. Very cool. I expect very good things. And it's Ender of Games for the win. If you all are interested in getting involved with Romhack races a little bit, go to the website where we have volunteer sign-up sheets. If you're interested in making a level or helping out behind the scenes as a tester, scout, or mod, or just helping us out with things, you can volunteer over on the website. We'd really appreciate that. Everybody's kind of giving their little bit of their Saturday night to making these races happen. Down to 3, Proto Pizza, Agaria, Max takeover. And a special thanks. Thanks for hanging out and cheering on all the racers. I see folks that are here at the beginning that stick around, even after we got the podium or whatever. That's really kind, and that's a cool thing to do. It gives us a chance to talk shop, get into some good ideas about Kaizo and level design, whatever silly stuff. And you never know when a racer's going to pull out something really, really clutch that only they did. And I think that's fascinating about these kinds of races, that sometimes there will be one runner that does one thing that was just so cosmic brain that it doesn't really... position in the race doesn't matter. I really like to focus on player versus the level in these races and not necessarily player versus player. It's more accurate. What's everybody playing? What's good for video games this week? Yeah, I can say that. KLDC is nice. I've really enjoyed it as a judge. If you're not familiar, Kaizo Level Design Contest going on right now on SMW Central. Submissions are closed, but judging is going on right now. You can check out Louis Doucet's stream for some judging. You can check out Lungfish 3000. Why, you could watch K-Tune, an excellent mind for Kaizo, or me, GlitchCat7, on any of our streams. Unfortunately for me, I don't get to watch freaking anybody, so I'm a little. It's been kind of a bummer on Twitch for me because I don't. Everybody's playing KLDC levels, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna watch them because I don't want to get spoiled or whatever. You know, at least play it, you know, fresh for myself. So I'm just like, I'm scrolling through my follows list, like, I can't watch you. Bum. Oh, you got KLDC. Come on, you know. Why don't somebody play freaking Lost Levels or something? But it's a really good time, and you can play the levels for yourselves. There's a whole website with clear videos this time. Big thanks to the organizers, Dr. No especially, for just helping us out with that and making sure everything runs really smoothly. Doc does a ton for us around here, and you get to hear me, my silly voice, talking to you. But see Doc posting that link in chat for everybody. Doc running the restream, Doc helping us out with KLDC, getting the website, all the written materials ready to go, keeping everybody on point in a way that perhaps only Doc could. And I'm personally, well, you know what? Not just personally. I speak for literally everyone. I'm claiming that right now. Thank you, Doc, for what you do for all of us and for just organizing and running and being willing to step up and do the things you do. It's a super, absolutely vital role to what's going on here, and we would not be able to do this at all without Doc. Haha, Spittoon 3. Oh yeah, that's a good point, which I hadn't even really thought of. This year we have, through some really gracious time from volunteers and makers as well, we have clear videos for all the KLDC levels. And that's a really good point, Doc. If you'd rather just watch them, right? You know, maybe some people just like watching Kaizo, seeing all the cool stuff. If you'd rather just watch them, go and watch the playlist of them, because it's 72 of the wildest things you've ever seen. There are some really, just some absolute gems so far. The competition is fierce this time around. I'm not, you know, as a judge, I'm forbidden from discussing my scores aloud, but I can say the competition is fierce this time around. If we're looking at it that way, really, it's a Kaizo level design celebration. I don't myself lean so much into the competition part, but yeah, an absolutely stacked KLDC. I'll say for myself as a judge, well, you know, what I've always tried to do with KLDC, and others may have other opinions, but I think this is a good way to go. You know, there's sort of as a judge, you could be a glass half empty judge, or you could be a glass half full kind of judge. And I like to think of it, with my scores, I like to think of it that everybody starts with a 0, and then I add points onto that. Rather than everybody starts with 100, and then I'm subtracting points off of that. And I feel like that ends up working out better as a system because it puts you more in focus with like, okay, I liked this, but instead of being like I didn't like this and I'm taking points off for this or this or this. Instead, what you can say is, okay, this was good, but because of these reasons, I'm only able to award more points. I could award more points if such and such and such happened, but as it stands, I am only able to give this many. And I really feel like there's no difference between I'm subtracting 5 points from your 10, and I am only able to give you 5 out of 10. There really is no difference there, but I think it's a question of attitude. So as a judge, that's how I've been trying to do it a little bit. It gets you focusing on the strengths of the level. Yo, Proto Pizza, let's go! No knives at the pipe. Proto Pizza rolling in. You know, Proto Pizza, sometimes I see their name in chat. GG, pal. When I see their name in chat, it makes me think of this time. We were in Connecticut playing a show, and we got there really early. We stopped in at the only place that was open. It was like 8 in the morning, and we're hanging out talking to this guy at a pizza shop. And it's like, he's one of those New York kind of guys, and he's throwing the pizza around and talking to all this and that, but he's like talking to us the whole time, and the way he did it, so casually, just like, oh yeah, hey, you here from out of town? Oh, that's cool. You a band? Yeah, we're playing down the street. Oh, it's neat. Yeah, I got our cousins into music. And the whole time he's just whipping these pizzas around and throwing them down like it's no big deal. The Proto Pizza, I don't know, it just makes me think of that. Makes me think of that guy. The master of the Proto Pizza. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that, but you can spin jump on the flying Goonies. I noticed Agoria just went for a spin at the start there. Yeah, you can just spin on them. That really makes me curious to make a level with like dolphins or Goonies or something where some dolphins are regular jumpable and some dolphins are spin jumpable. Like red ones you can only spin on, and you have to do like a dolphin swarm, but you also have to adapt to the red or blue dolphin or Goonie. Danger dolphins. So if you're just joining us, no checkpoints here, just a flat-out high-speed burn for consistency. Agoria and Max Takeover. I gotta say, I really like the composition. I'm in level analysis mode for KLDC judging. I really like the composition of the part where you have to avoid the 3 Goonies before you run along with them. It's a good trick of level design to make your player organically hesitate for whatever reason. You know, normally you're progressing somehow from the right to the left or up to down or left to right or whatever. But to get them to do something which, without really feeling like a traffic block, to do something that just kind of gets them to wait in position, loop around a couple of times, or stand in a position and make a couple jumps before moving. It's easy enough to do that, for example, with P-switch. You know, just make them hit a P-switch and then they go into a room and they have to dodge something, but to try to work that in organically, I'm not really sure what I mean by organically in the level. I guess just it doesn't feel forced. Your player doesn't necessarily notice, oh hey, they've actually made me stop here. It just fits naturally into the flow of the level. Agaria figured out that they want to hit the lower of the flying Goonies first. Although they're doing that they're doing that 3 Goonie part a little bit differently, and that is actually the harder way to go about doing that strat. It's not, but that's the thing. What Agaria is doing is not necessarily ideal. It's an easy enough mistake to make, though, and I'm not here to be like, oh, they're doing badly, because this kind of thing happens to literally everyone, myself included. If you play enough Kaizo, I promise you this will happen to you as well, where you don't realize that there's an assumption that you're making that you haven't questioned. The trickiest thing sometimes with Kaizo can be questioning what works, right? Because, this is a good example. My cat, Mallow, he loves to chase things, as most cats do. And one year, a while back, there was a mouse that had gotten into the upstairs from the basement. And it had gotten in through a little hole in the vent register by the kitchen, right? And Mallow one night caught it. And he didn't hurt it. Actually, I intervened and we saved the mouse and got it outside. But Mallow knew that it came from that heat register, right? And so to this day, he will camp himself out sometimes at night right by that register because one time he saw a mouse there. There was a mouse one time, and maybe he'll have to wait 100 more years, but there was a mouse there that one time. And sometimes when you play Kaizo, there was a mouse there one time. Meaning, I'll use myself as an example, but this happens to everybody. I did something and it worked. For example, I managed to squeeze through that Goonie obstacle and it worked. And I got through it a couple of times. And I tried it a few more times and I died a lot, but eventually it worked again and I got it. Now I'm not going to question that strat anymore. Or to put it another way, it's going to be more difficult for me to notice that there should be anything to question at all. Right? Because it worked. There was a mouse there. I saw it. I got through. It was there. There it was. It's really difficult, and it's difficult to question what works, but that's exactly the moment to be watching. And I'll tell you what to look for. Suspiciously tight. If what you're doing, you're realizing is just like, wow, why do I only have one block to land? I can't believe it. I never make this tiny window that I have to jump through. There just isn't enough space for me to do this, like you see that, right? Even if you have a strat for it, even if you've gotten through it a couple of times, if ever you run into anything that's just suspiciously difficult, perhaps you're doing it wrong. Maybe you don't even know why. Or like so many times I've found something that is just suspiciously difficult, but I'm asking myself, am I right about my strat and it just is this tough? Or is it tough because I'm doing the wrong thing somehow? I don't know why. I don't know what the right thing would be. In fact, I got through with my wrong thing. And even if you don't know, even if that doesn't lead you to finding the right thing, getting yourself to question what works will. Does that make sense? You got to be suspicious of what works in Kaizo, because makers can't possibly account for every little teeny tiny thing. Also, GG Proto Pizza, thank you so much for the raid. Well played. Click on the name for a follow in chat. Jeez. Good friends tonight. Yeah, right. This is rated a 4, but this trick feels like a 7. So perhaps it's not what you actually do. I've been learning that lesson. I've had lots of examples of that lesson with KLDC. For myself, I can speak for myself. I'm not the cleverest of Kaizo players. I'm really not. Which is why I've had to come up with little axioms like question your assumptions and what strat did you give up on that might have worked or something, because that helps me compensate for my I think lack of just kind of extreme raw cleverness. It is difficult to figure out setups, and I've learned that a lot with KLDC in a couple of levels. It just outsmarted me. I was doing it the hard way, or there was something kind of more obvious, but thinking I knew what it was made me not question it. I've said it before, I'll say it again, sometimes I'm told that sometimes when AI, neural networks and things are learning, sometimes AI will just do the wrong thing. Just something wrong every once in a while, because that can produce unexpected learnings from that. Try that too. If there's a part, I don't want to criticize. I'm here to be like, oh, Agari is doing poorly. They're stuck in something that just happens to everybody. But when you get in a situation like this, just sometimes try to do something else. Well, I never make it at this part, or I only get it 2 out of 3 times, or 2 out of 3 is pretty good. 2 out of 10 times or whatever, when I make it, it just doesn't seem to be consistent at all. So next time you get there, just do something wildly wrong. You don't even have to think about what it is. Just jump all the way to the left. If you've always been kind of leaning to the right, just lean to the left. Just see what happens. Maybe something cool will happen. If you've always been holding the jump button, don't hold it this time. Or just really just... I know it can be risky in a race, or you don't want to when you're playing a hack or whatever, but sometimes if you just throw a life away doing some silly stuff, another solution might just randomly present itself to you. You might accidentally do something correct, If it never ever works when you throw the shell forward and you try and you try and you try and it just does not work, I don't know, try chucking the shell upward. And then maybe something will happen and you'll say, oh, there it is, It's not about knowing what to do, and it's not about always, just reading it immediately. It's about having a good tools to employ to teach yourself what you need to know. Question what you need to question. Always be double checking your strats. If we could get one takeaway here, always be trying to double check your strats. When it works, double check it. Maybe it's better. Act like a speedrunner. Sure, you're doing it one way, but maybe you could cheese it. That'd be real cool. That'd be swag, right? So, just because something's working doesn't mean you don't have to think about that anymore, or what's going on in that moment anymore. Just because you think you know the formula for something doesn't mean you ought to reduce that thing to just its formula. Does that make sense? And there we go. Yo, proud. Good job. Proud of ya. Agaria making big moves now. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, see? Sometimes it can be just one obstacle that hangs a player up. Yeah, they turned themselves around at that triple Goonie part, and now they're doing a heck of a lot better. Just blasting right through the rest of everything. I've seen this many times, that there's a player is doing everything right, except the one obstacle where they just are not questioning it. Questioning. Why does that sound wrong? Why does that sound grammatically wrong there? They're not questioning it. That is correct. The word questioning is becoming this thing in my head. I've said it so many times that now it's stopped having meaning. Questioning. Questioning. Totally endless. I have that all the time. I have that all the time. Heck, I'm lucky if I get out of a section with only one instance of that. Sometimes, you might find multiple instances of that kind of situation. But, really, it's sometimes, and you'll get people that maybe get kind of hasty. Oh, this level sucks. This obstacle sucks. And sometimes things suck. That is true. But before you say this obstacle sucks, I try to do this too. This is also me giving telling myself what I should do. But before you say this sucks, this is janky, whatever, make sure you're actually doing it right. Now, granted, maybe it didn't communicate. Maybe it's one of those "how was I ever supposed to know this" kind of situations, which valid, can happen, totally. But oh, this is so hard. Why is this designed this way? It's so awful. I can't get through. Why would you do this? Oh, I just have to jump to the right. Oh, geez. Don't be so quick to anger, Question your strats first, then question the level design. Always. Sometimes the level design is questionable. We got a whole QLDC for that. Talk to Cascade. But, question your stat. That's a good little rule of thumb. Question your strats before you question the level design. That's not to say level design's above question, but, don't rule out user error. Perhaps you're not assembling the bicycle correctly, and that's why the wheels are not on the ground. It would be a crappy bicycle if the wheels did not touch the ground. However, in this case, it is in fact you. And that's okay, I hope that people don't feel dumb when that happens. Don't feel like you're not a good player or whatever. I'm here to tell you that it will never stop happening. It's just how you learn. You just get to be wrong and say, "Oh, cool." And if you were really wrong about something and then you learn it, you're going to understand that solution a lot more. You already did a lot of research, right? You know every single way that this doesn't work. So you can appreciate it more. Just enjoy it, appreciate it. Don't let it, beat you down. Yeah, think of it like like an escape room or a puzzle, right? Yeah, try to assume the creator made something in good faith. I do that a lot when I'm, and I'll be honest, I'm not trying to get down on levels or whatever, but I find that when I'm experiencing a level that is maybe a little messy or a little bit janky, or I don't know what to do and something isn't indicated, and maybe the design is a little messy, and I just don't know what I'm doing. In those moments, I try to think to myself, okay, the creator had something in mind here. I always say, if you watch my stream, it's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to do something. I just don't know what it is. And so I just try to assume they had a plan. They want something here, and they're trying in their own kind of way to guide me toward that solution. And so sometimes, try to metagame the level, right? Try to, if you're wondering what to do, try to think, well, what would the creator make? What has the rest of this level taught me? Or, if you've been playing a level that's been pretty easy, like I said, and you encounter a really tough obstacle, that should send up a red flag. Oh, maybe I'm not doing this right, because why is this obstacle so weirdly tight compared to everything else? Metagame the design a little bit and try to get into the maker's head, figure out what the author is trying to say. It's a sort of reading between the lines, and that can help you figure out obstacles, that can help you sight read things. Does a lot. Yeah, sometimes people bring more passion than experience to level design and don't always know how to execute the idea. And to add to that, different makers, different artists, different designers have different priorities. as far as level design. Some levels, for example, some levels prioritize being clear to the player. Other levels don't. Other levels, for example, and I don't mean this is bad, it's just a ready-made example that everybody knows, Morsel. In Storks and Apes and Crocodiles, perhaps, or some of Morsel's other work. Not always, but sometimes. And this is just my take on it. Morsel's never actually said this, but this is kind of my take on it, is that type of level design prioritizes what the player does over teaching the player what to do. It doesn't really matter if the setup is cryptic. It's not important that you know you need to bring the block, or that you need to jump on the switch, or the thing needs to be placed here. It doesn't really matter. The maker has not prioritized that in their design. Instead, they have prioritized the final result. There is like, the ends justify the means in some Kaizo level design. That kind of thing can lend itself more to maybe being more abrasive or cryptic. Maybe abrasive is a tough word there. More cryptic. That's where you get some of your cryptic setups. Yeah, right? You know, difficult, frustrating, obscure. That's the priority, though. And it's... You know, it's the kind of thing like, you know, it's almost like you're asking like a DJ, why don't you prioritize learning rock and roll guitar? Well, I want to hear more rock and roll guitar. Why don't you learn guitar? Like, look, I'm just not that kind of artist. That's just not what I do. You know, artists can have priorities, and in the same way, hack makers can have different priorities that sometimes conflict with either what the player wants, what the player expects, or what the player thinks a good Kaizo level ought to be. So, you gotta think about, you know, you gotta read between the lines, and you gotta think about... I picture it kind of like, you know, as a moderator, as a judge, I'm trying to sort of read the mind of the maker. Not like, you know, to get your bank code or anything, but just figure out, how do you think about all this? What kinds of things do you like? I see this maker likes these big jumps that always kind of fall. They like these big swooping jumps, or they like these little runs through a tunnel. You like your shell tricks, don't you, or whatever, you know? Just kind of get into how the maker tries to move, and you can really start to feel styles. I'm excited to try to guess, and don't tell me now, but I'm excited to try to guess who the makers were for KLDC. That doesn't factor into the judging. I don't want to know now. But once it's all said and done, you can kind of read, this feels like this or that style. Sometimes I might even be able to guess who's playing Mario. Just who's playing the level based on their movements and how they articulate the character. It's surprisingly expressive. It's the difference between, you know, approaching a new level on its terms versus bringing too much of your own baggage to the experience. And I don't mean like, you know, players are bad or wrong or whatever. You have your opinions, you have your experience that makes you the type of player you are. Oh my gosh, Agaria, let's go! Let's go! Oh, yes, you love to see it. You love to see it. Let's go. Oh, sorry, I was going to say something else, but we got to celebrate here. But, you know, you gotta take the level for what it is. Take it on its terms. Try not to bring too much of your own preconceived notions to the table, and look at the level for what it is. What is it trying to tell you? What's the maker prioritize? How do they think about it? If you can get in the maker's head, then you can beat the level that much faster. You'll be that much better. Thank you all so much for hanging out tonight on Romhack Races. If you had a good time, please spam some emotes in chat. GG Agaria, thanks for racing. And thanks everybody for being a part of it. RomhackRaces.com is our website if you want to learn a little bit more about us or what we do. Download this patch, sign up for a level, volunteer to help us out if you're into that, and get on our Discord server. All this and more. Click on everybody's name, follow the racers in chat, check out the Mario World directory on Twitch. There are a lot of great Kaizo streamers. Check out SMW Central for all your ROM hacking needs. And I hope to see you all again next time. We'll see y'all again on Saturday next. For my friends and community, I'll see y'all probably tomorrow. I may stream tomorrow. We'll see what's up. We got KLDC levels to play. Check out all the judges. Check out all the makers. Follow the racers. And don't forget, you matter. Your thoughts matter. Your heart matters. Your feelings matter. You matter to other people in your lives, and you matter to me as human beings. You matter to the internet's #1 Longboy Furrit, and the people that matter to you in your lives would love to hear from you about that. We know Black Lives Matter, LGBTQIA+ lives matter, Indigenous lives matter, disabled lives matter. You too. See you next time, everybody. Drop us a follow, come back next week, and keep hacking. Stay cool. Thanks for watching. Peace out.